Thank you. I'll pass.
When you spoke with Mr. Chavez, did he slur his words?
Yes.
Did he stutter?
Stuttering, I don't recall, but slurring, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
No further questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State, any other witnesses?
That's all, Your Honor.
Defense?
I'll call Isaac Chavez.
All right, Isaac Chavez. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Isaac Chavez.
All right, defense?
Thank you. Isaac, we've already identified you as the same guy who's on deferred adjudication for possession case, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the court what was going on June 22nd of this year?
The day I was
Yeah.
stopped. Oh yes, I was at a friend's house. It was just supposed to be a normal hangout, but he ended up inviting other friends. I do admit that I did have alcohol, but I was peer pressured. I was trying not to at first, but just to fit in, I fed in.
Now, just to be clear, you're 20 years old, right?
19 at the time.
19. Okay. And despite all of that, you understand that it's illegal for you to drink alcohol when you're under 21 in the state of Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
And despite all of that, you told your probation officer that you were drinking, right?
Yes, sir.
And did you see the police officer who was behind you in the intersection over in Leon Valley?
Not the person.
If you did, what would have happened?
I would have pulled over immediately.
And that you didn't try to run off when the second officer stopped you, right?
No.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I told you I needed you to think about this. Why do you think the court should continue you on deferred adjudication?
Truthfully, it's just I do acknowledge that I made a mistake. I acknowledge that I was irresponsible. But truthfully, for the past 3 years, I've been completely sober. I've been working honest jobs, helping with my family, my grandfather. Honestly, I was on the straight road. I was doing everything right. I don't believe.
Let's focus on some of the other violations that they've alleged. You've already told the judge that you admitted to drinking, that you did drink. Why didn't you ever provide any proof of where you were living to your probation officer?
I didn't necessarily know how. I told her where I lived and I had my ID. I didn't really know what more proof was needed.
And the 8603 Cape Valley address is on your ID?
Yes,
And they looked at that every time you went in, right?
yes,
So you felt like you complied there.
yes.
There's another allegation that you failed to go to Alcoholics Anonymous every day for 60 days. Did you understand that that was one of the requirements of your community supervision?
I did.
Why didn't you go every day?
I did actually go every day. I have the proof in my cell phone. I have the email sent to my probation officer. I have about 56 of them of every day that I went.
So do you take issue with the fact that she only testified that you went once a week?
I do, yes.
What did you learn, if anything, at the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings?
So let me just stop you. Where is the proof of this?
Judge, I don't have it. It's in his cell phone. I can't.
Oh, where's the cell phone? Did anybody look through his cell phone?
I did not, because I asked him to print them.
All right, you all want to step back and state, you can look through his cell phone and see if there's actually documentation that he did it. And I'm sure if he did it and it's proof there, maybe the state will waive the,
Well, it's just one, Judge. I got other ones I still got to address.
I know, but step back, let's see if he actually did that. All right. Johnny Tejeda? All right, we're here for
A motion to revoke, Your Honor.
All right. Is this going to be a plea true or is it going to be contested?
It's a true plea of truth.
Okay,
We have a recommendation for court's consideration.
all right. Court is calling 2022 CR 7806, State of Texas versus Johnny Tejeda. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Danny West, welcome to the state of Texas.
Defense?
Alex Shar for Johnny Tejeda.
Are you Johnny Tejeda?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Johnny R. Tejeda who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 7806 for the offense of failure to stop and render aid death on February 9, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state?
Violating condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of July, 2023. In Dare County, Texas, defendant Johnny R. Tejeda committed the offensive drug while intoxicated in violation.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
All right, any objection to the waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the proposed agreement was for the defendant to plead the DWI.
No, it has not been completed yet.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
The defendant has entered and sat with Martin following after Saturday.
That is our agreement, Judge.
He's just waking up. We're not sure he even knew you were there, right?
His eyes were open when I saw him.
Did he recognize you? Can you say that he recognized you?
I could say that he could have recognized a police officer in a police car with their lights on, yes.
Should have, but there's a chance that he didn't, right?
I'm sure, yes, there's a chance.
And during your interactions with Isaac, was he cooperative for the most part?
For the most part, yes.
And courteous
For the most part, yes.
and compliant? Once he was stopped, right?
Completely compliant, but the other questions.
And you don't know what his blood alcohol level was because you don't have the labs back yet, do you?
Well, he didn't consent to blood, actually. He initially did and then didn't. But he had a blood draw, so no, I don't know what those results are.
So you can't say with certainty that he was intoxicated.
No, I can't.
Thank you, I'll pass.
When you spoke with Mr. Chavez, did he slur his words?
Yes.
Did he stutter?
Stuttering, I don't recall, but slurring, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
No further questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State, any other witnesses?
That's all, Your Honor.
Defense?
I'll call Isaac Chavez.
All right, Isaac Chavez. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Isaac Chavez.
All right, defense.
Thank you. Isaac, we've already identified you as the same guy who's on deferred adjudication for possession case, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the court what was going on, June 22nd this year?
The day I was
Yeah.
stopped. Oh yes, I was at a friend's house. It was just supposed to be a normal hangout, but he ended up inviting other friends. I do admit that I did have alcohol, but I was peer pressured. I was trying not to at first, but just to fit in, I fed in.
Now, just to be clear, you're 20 years old, right?
19 at the time.
19, okay. And despite all of that, you understand that it's illegal for you to drink alcohol when you're under 21 in the state of Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
And despite all of that, you told your probation officer that you were drinking, right?
Yes, sir.
And did you see the police officer who was behind you in the intersection over in Leon Valley?
Not the person.
If you did, what would have happened?
I would have put over immediately.
And that you didn't try to run off when the second officer stopped you, right?
No.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I told you I needed you to think about this. Why do you think the court should continue you on deferred adjudication?
Truthfully, it's just, I do acknowledge that I made a mistake. I acknowledge that I was irresponsible. But truthfully, for the past 3 years, I've been completely sober. I've been working honest jobs, helping with my family, my grandfather. Honestly, I was on the straight road. I was doing everything right. I
Now,
don't believe.
let's focus on some of the other violations that they've alleged. You've already told the judge that you admitted to drinking, that you did drink. Why didn't you ever provide any proof of where you were living to your probation officer?
I didn't necessarily know how. I told her where I lived and I had my ID. I didn't really know what more proof was needed.
And the 8603 Cape Valley address is on your ID?
Yes,
And they looked at that every time you went in, right?
yes,
So you felt like you complied there.
yes.
There's another allegation that you failed to go to Alcoholics Anonymous every day for 60 days. Did you understand that that was one of the requirements of your community supervision?
I did.
Why didn't you go every day?
I did actually go every day. I have the proof in my cell phone. I have the email sent to my probation officer. I have about 56 of them of every day that I went.
So do you take issue with the fact that she only testified that you went once a week?
I do, yes.
What did you learn, if anything, at the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings?
So let me just stop you. Where is the proof of this?
Judge, I don't have it. It's in his cell phone. I can't. I'm
Oh,
not
where's the
gonna-
cell phone? Did anybody look through his cell phone?
I did not, because I asked him to print them.
All right, you all want to step back and state, you can look through his cell phone and see if there's actually documentation that he did it, and I'm sure if he did it and it's proof there, maybe the state will waive the,
Well, it's just one, Judge. I got other ones I still got to address.
I know, but step back, let's see if he actually did that. All right. Johnny Tejeda, all right, we're here for,
A motion to revoke, Your Honor.
all right. Is this gonna be a plea true or is it gonna be contested?
It's a true plea of truth.
Okay,
We have a recommendation for the court's consideration.
all right. Court is calling 2022 CR 7806, State of Texas versus Johnny Tejeda. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Danny West, welcome to the state of Texas.
Defense?
Alex Shar for Johnny Tejeda.
Are you Johnny Tejeda?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Johnny R. Tejeda who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 7806 for the offense of failure to stop and render aid death on February 9, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state?
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of July, 2023. In Dare County, Texas, defendant Johnny R. Tejeda committed the offense of drugs while intoxicated in violation.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
All right, any objection to the waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The proposed agreement is for the defendant Please, the DWI.
No, it has not been completed yet.
Sorry about that.
That's right.
Misunderstanding. So the defendant has entered and status with MRT following after Saturday.
That is our agreement, Judge. I do have some witnesses to give you some context.
Yes.
And so at this time, if I may, Your Honor, I would like
Yes.
to call Daniel Garcia.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Daniel Garcia.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia, what do you do for a living?
I'm medically retired from the Navy,
Okay, how long were you in the Navy?
13 years.
All right? And but when did you get out of the Navy?
I
What
got
year?
out in 2013, medical retired.
Okay. All right. Now, do you know Johnny Tejeda?
Do.
And you recognize him as the client that's in the orange jumpsuit,
Yes.
correct? All right. Tell the judge how you met Mr. Tejeda.
We met each other through cars, rented old cars.
Mhm.
And then I had a house come up for rent. So I had asked him if he knew anybody that wanted to rent a house, which he said that he would, because he was on a hard time. So I went to the house to him, and that's kind of how we met.
And how long ago was that?
That was about 1.5 years ago, maybe 1 3/4 now.
Okay. Did you know him prior to doing that? Like, how long have you known Johnny?
For about 3 years total now.
Okay. Are you just his landlord, or is there a closer relationship?
He's like a brother to me. We're supposed to start a business for doing custom paint,
Mhm.
and
Okay. When you met him, what was your judgment of his
so when I first moved
character?
in, he was really sad and angry. Over the time, I started talking to him and found out more about him. And then we started hanging out more. Usually he comes to the house and then he'd go back.
Okay.
And he's just totally different from 1.5 years ago to now.
Okay. Now, are you aware that he was placed on probation in February of 2023 for a failure to stop and render aid that caused a death?
No, at that time I didn't know any of that.
Okay. But when you did meet him, how did that happen?
Well, like I said, when I asked him that I have a house up for rent, he said he moved in, and I didn't know anything about that. But usually I'm a good judge of character, and I let him move in. I'm not gonna let him move into a house
Okay.
somebody destroyed.
Okay, and how was he as a tenant?
Good. I mean, if he was a bad person, I wouldn't have him in there. I would have kicked him out a long time ago.
Okay, so what is it about Mr. Tejeda that helped you come to a conclusion about his character? That he's a good guy.
It's kind of hard to explain because I mean I met a lot of people in the military, and he's a good person. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Well, can you try to explain it? Like, and give the judge some
he's always been there
examples?
for me because I'm a single parent with 3 kids, and when my significant other left about 1 year ago, he was there for me, and we kind of helped each other out through the hard times that we're going through.
What do you mean, help each other out?
We'll just talk, basically. I don't drink. I'm taking care of 3 kids on my own. So he'd come over and we just hang out. He doesn't really talk to anyone. but a couple of people.
Okay, and the people that he was hanging around, before you two started getting into a closer relationship, how would you characterize those people?
Uh, um, there's another way to say it, dirtbags, I guess. I don't know how to say it.
Okay,
People that I wouldn't hang out with.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. I mean, dirtbags, that's.
So I got my friend, my other friends that I hang out with, they're, one used to work in the movie industry. Another guy is, works for the AC, so they all got stuff going for themselves. We're building cars. So when he started hanging out with me and he told me, the guys that he used to hang out with, I don't hang out with people like that, so I don't know how else to say it.
Okay, well, all right, so, I mean, did you take on, the role of like a close friend or father
No,
figure?
more like a brother.
Okay.
He started coming hanging out with us and, we're a real tight group. It's only like 3 or 4 of us that hang out together.
Okay.
And if he was any different, he would have kicked us out, would have kicked them out.
Okay, how would you describe his work ethic?
He's always busy. I know he has a lot of cars coming in
Okay.
and we still have some more cars that need to be finished.
What kind of, does he do body and paint? Does he do
Body and
engine?
paint, custom paint. Not so much engine, but pretty much body and paint.
All right. Please continue.
Okay. Okay, so, all right, so when you told the judge that you noticed a big change in him, can you give us some specifics as to like how he was before and how he is, now?
Before he was always, always in a bad mood, always depressed, I guess. Now he's always there. He's always just a real good guy. I don't know what's to
Okay,
reliable.
okay. So like 3 years ago, when you met him, you noticed he had a lot of anger issues and depression.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and have you seen any improvement in him?
Yes, I've seen a huge improvement from then to now.
Okay, the anger that you saw,
It's not there no more.
okay, and what about the depression? You're not an expert on that, but
Right.
just from your,
No,
contact with him.
we're supposed to start a business, so I mean,
Yeah.
if his mind wasn't in the right place, he wouldn't be the right person.
Okay, all right, so, okay, so this business that you were talking about, who would be funding the business? Would that be you?
Yes, I'll be doing
Okay.
this.
All right, and would it be fair to say you trusted Johnny enough that
Yes,
you were gonna open a business with him as your main employee?
Yes, I trust him wholeheartedly.
Okay, all right. Now, you understand that in July of last year, Mr. Tejeda was involved in a deed of a driving while intoxicated as a second offense.
Well, I don't know about the first offense. The second offense, I want to pick them up from Bamsey.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. All right, so how did you find out that Johnny was in the hospital?
One of our friends told us that he got into an accident. So I went to go look for him at the jail, and then I got a call from his dad saying that he was at Bamsey. So I said, I'm retired, so I still went in and got him out of there on the Bamsey.
Okay, and could you tell he was injured?
Yeah, he was pretty banged up. As far as I know, it was his ribs and wrist, and that's as far as I know.
Okay. All right. In the event that the judge does follow the agreement and continues him on probation, and she is in an inpatient substance abuse alcohol rehabilitation center, which it could be for 6 or more months. Would you still be willing to go into business and continue mentoring Mr. Tejeda and treating him like a brother?
Yeah, still.
All right. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you wanted to tell the judge about, Johnny?
No, I mean, he's a real good person, I mean, if he wasn't, I would not try to be investing money into a business between me and him. There's no way.
Okay.
That's about it.
Now, one thing I forgot to ask you about is after you picked him up from the hospital, were you upset at him?
Yes, so when I picked him up, I kind of talked some smack to him, told a couple of friends, and they kind of talked to him, like, what are you doing, I can't say what,
Okay. Well, I mean, did you specifically tell him anything about the type of people that you hang around with?
yes, I specifically told him that.
Right, so tell the
That
judge.
I
what
don't
you-
bring I don't bring people that are messing around into the people that I hang out with, because we have a lot going for us. Trying to do a lot of things here in San Antonio. I moved here from California back in 2013 on opening a business. And the issue is that I haven't met too many people here that I could trust with money wise.
Mhm.
So when I met him, it just clicked. So I started bringing him around, and everybody agreed to what he's about.
All right, pass witness.
All right, any questions? All right, thank you. All right, so I can tell y'all, this is what's gonna happen in this case. Either he's going to prison or he's going into inpatient treatment to safety. Those are your two choices.
Okay,
I'm not doing SATIF. He doesn't need SATIF. He needs something that is longer. He needs something longer, and that's safety. So he can do safety or he can do prison. Those are the choices.
as far as, can I just maybe give my 2 cents as to
Sure.
those choices? I respect the court's decision and appreciate that. As far as the substance abuse felony punishment facility, in talking to clients who have been there and how that program is designed, yes, it is long. Yes, it is in the prison system. But it's run not like an individual rehab or a group rehab where everyone is accountable for themselves,
Mhm.
but it's run as, for lack of a better analogy, like the scene in the movie Full Metal Jacket, where one person makes a mistake and everybody else gets punished.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, about recovery, I don't think that's the best way to impress upon someone, to change to get a psychic change in their mentality and to adopt, a spiritual full change in their attitude if they're being held responsible for what other people do. When the program is all about being responsible for yourself and only trying to control yourself, because that's all you can control. I understand the length of the program. I've had cases where people were finished with the program and then they go to a halfway house and they're living in San Antonio and they get sent to a halfway house in El Paso and there's no support group there.
Hmm.
The substance abuse treatment facility, I know some of the people that work there. I know some of the people that work in recovery within the Bexar County system. They're good people. They teach the program and they do it well. And it can be anywhere from 4 to 6 months long, followed by aftercare.
Mhm.
So that's a substantial amount of time. And so I'd ask the court to reconsider sending Mr. Tejeda to SATIF reconsider sending him to Safe P instead of to the substance abuse treatment facility.
Okay, all right, he's going to Safe P or he's going to prison. And then as far as aftercare is concerned, he can speak to probation when they get to that point. And if you find a halfway house here in San Antonio for him to be in, preferably lifetime recovery, then he can go to lifetime recovery, and lifetime recovery can place him in a sober support facility.
You want to go, Mr. Tejeda, do you want to go into the substance abuse felony punishment facility? Or you just want to go to prison?
I'll go to the substance abuse.
Safe P.
Yeah.
All right, court will deny alternate amendment conditions to include Safe P. And probation, can we do Safe P followed by lifetime recovery?
Judge, the only issue with that is you would have to be exited from the continuum of, for safety.
All right, so once he's completed with Safe P in custody and they're getting ready to send him to a halfway house, just let the court know. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anything else?
I didn't know if you needed to sign a certificate of appeal or anything like
No,
that.
I do not. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Judge.
Yes.
Before you move into this thing.
I'm done for the day, so I just.
Hey,
wanted
let me
to-
ask you
All
guys.
right,
So
bye-bye.
this
So is
judge
this
just
your-
started.
Oh, yeah, this is your last day. Well,
She just has a live feed on right
congratulations
now.
on your new job.
When she starts hearing cases, do
I
you
know
guys
you
want to
will do
switch over
great.
to
I
the live
always tell
feed?
people, you bloom where you're planted. All right, well, congratulations. All righty. Jay Juarez, y'all want to come up? Who are you with? Yeah, what's your client's name? Chavez? You guys want to come
Oh,
up?
Chavez.
Isaac
Chavez is
Chavez?
back up. Isaac Chavez. Did they mute it? What? What's going on right here? Why are they doing us like that? Oh, that's all bad. They went dark mode. And well, hopefully they, whatever they're talking about, they fill us in a timely fashion. Anyhow, so this judge, she's actually live right now, but I don't think she started hearing cases yet. So, would you guys like to would you guys like me to switch over to the live feed once I want to hear the rest. Very purple Kelly. I want to hear the rest of that guy scrolling on his phone for evidence. All right, cool. But yeah, she hasn't started the cases yet, so we'll go ahead and wait it out to see what the outcome of this case is, and then we'll switch it over to Orale dark mode. Let me see here. We could speed it up a bit and get past this. Oh no. Okay, so they should be coming back up in a moment or two. So once man, so they man, we were actually doing pretty good over there on TikTok, and for whatever reason they ended up restricting the access to my live studio account, which sucks. So I won't be able to do that for the next 3 days. So man, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 3 days. Anyhow, I mean, that's what happens. We're over there. We're about to hit the 10,000 mark. We probably would have done it by today if I would have been able to continue streaming. But you can't cry over spilled milk, right? That guy's probably still scrolling. There it is. They're back on.
After which one? Some of them were on verification, the cases I was
All
told
right,
the court have sites for, so.
All right, if you want a chance to read
Edgar.
that, you can. But from what I reviewed, it
that guy with
appears that
the-
I can give restitution in this case.
That's fine. I mean, I'll take exception to your ruling, Your Honor. I think.
Well, no, I mean, do you have some case law
Well, I have-
that addresses 42.037?
I have case law that Yeah, I can get you the sites. I have them here on my
Okay.
computer.
All
Yeah,
right, sure.
Yeah, I can write them down and give you the sites.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. All
Okay.
right, just step back.
Step back. Hey, that's the lawyer that had the lion on his what was it? His tie. This dude needs to go to jail. Having that
Miguel
haircut.
Naranjo Perez.
What's that?
Court is calling 2024 CR 3071, 2024 CR 3072, State versus Miguel Perez Naranjo.
My son wanted.
Can I have
Edgar.
parties
I was
announced for
like,
the
hell
record for the
no.
state?
Okay, was bought in the state of Texas.
Susan Darza for the defense, AMD-RCA.
And are you Mr. Perez Naranjo?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
All right. And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And were you able to go over these documents with your client in Spanish?
Yes, we reviewed those Spanish, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, Perez Naranjo. All of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
Did you review the document entitled Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
We have received everything, Your Honor.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Naranjo, in each cause number, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Defense, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive, Your Honor.
State, and each cause number, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Naranjo, did you review the documents in each cause number entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand in the cause number ending in 7-1, you're charged with violation of motor fuel tax requirements as a second-degree felony? And in the cause number ending in 7-2, you're charged with fraudulent possession or use of credit or debit card, 10 to 50 items as a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering these pleas, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
If for any, no problem, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine in each cause number.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He's competent, Your Honor. He was saying it's
Mr. Naranjo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Say,
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
no,
No.
Are you a
Oh.
resident?
yes,
Yes.
Not gonna
Counsel,
be too long.
Did you inform your client of the consequences of entering a plea in this cause number as it relates to his immigration status?
See,
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, the case was negotiated in a way that will, he has a way to still fix his papers after the first of that over.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said.
That, yes, we reviewed it and we pled it in a way that was recommended by the immigration attorney.
mm,
All right.
yeah, right.
And Mr. Naurano, were you informed by the immigration attorney that you could be deported and not allowed to re-enter the United States by entering into plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers?
say,
Yes.
Were you explained by your immigration attorney that you could potentially be denied naturalization?
Yes.
Did you understand the consequences as it relates to your immigration status in entering into plea bargain agreements in this cause number?
Yes.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. And each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
In each cause number, your punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. Cases will run concurrently. State will take in consideration 2024 CR 3070. There's to be restitution to several individuals as well as Walmart. Did you understand that to be the plea?
say,
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is clear, yes.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
say,
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
say,
Yes.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
There's no motion.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 8 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then in each cause number, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State all, state civil and all.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the documents entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
say,
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. All right, the court is going to order a TAP evaluation, and at that time, the court will make a decision on his application.
Thank you.
Probation, if we do a TAP evaluation, I'm sorry, is he out of custody or in
He's
custody?
out of custody.
All right. He's out of custody?
Judge, can I have 2 weeks?
Yes. Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this in I'll give you 3 weeks. Can you recall this in 3 weeks, please? All right, we'll be back on October 3rd. I'll make a decision on your application once I've received the TAP evaluation. Yes. Did you want a PSI as well or just the TAP evaluation?
Well, if the PSI review will help you.
Oh, I just need a TAP evaluation.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
All right, so it's just the TAP evaluation. All right, thank you. Just stay and probation will speak with you.
Hey, right now I'm gonna switch it over to live mode since she's currently live right now. So just give me a moment and I'm gonna
All right,
switch it
Doug
over.
Campbell, you ready on your client?
Again, yes.
I'm gonna switch it
Judge,
over.
we've had an opportunity to talk.
Mhm.
We've got an opportunity to talk about your two options. And I think my
Oh,
client
hold
would
on. We got Edgar.
like to take
I
the
mean, we
local
got,
ISF,
Let me
Okay.
if that's an option.
Isaac. We're here for Isaac. I
All right,
forgot
we're
about
back on the
Isaac.
record and cause number 2024 CR 1943, State Waive 14C without objection. Court is finding violations of condition number 2, the consumption of alcohol true. 14C, state waived it. 34, the court will find true. 14Z, the court will find true. 8A, the court will find true. Number 1, evading arrest or detention, the court will find true. Number 1, driving while intoxicated, the court will find not true. All right, probation, my understanding in this case, you're not recommending revocation? Oh, I'm sorry, they are recommending revocation. All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to deny the motion.
Okay.
Alternate amend conditions. To include probation. Since I'm denying the motion, do you recommend local ISF or state ISF?
This
Because
is
it
from
appears we
Bexar
have
County,
alcohol
Texas.
issues as well.
Judge, so I did speak to defense counsel and I talked about ISF that is just going to address cognitive. However, if you do send him to state ISF, that you could order him to be substance abuse cognitive track.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's differences in the wait time in custody for both facilities. So that is something I think defense was going to address.
Well,
Somehow,
sometimes that's punishment.
fair enough.
All right, so it's gonna be state ISF. And there's to be partial GPS for employment only upon release. And I'll ask that GPS fees be waived. Probation, is there anything else?
Judge, is that going to be through the jail?
Yes.
Thank you. I think that'll be it.
All right, all other conditions will remain.
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry. Is that substance abuse cognitive track?
Yes. All right, anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. You had better start doing better, otherwise you're going to prison. And let me just tell you what's gonna happen in prison.
Huh.
It would be nice if you go to prison, everybody leaves you alone, you're just doing your time, but people are not gonna be leaving you alone. You're young,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I'm telling you truth.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be sold for a pack of cigarettes or some extra dessert. That's what happens at the prison sometime. And this persona that you're giving me now, that's not gonna help you at the prison. And maybe people will start fighting with you. Maybe sometimes somebody at the prison be like, I don't feel like fighting with him today. They may say, yeah, I feel like fighting with him today. And that's what you're going to be doing. And the fact that you're young and you're doing dumb stuff is not going to help you at the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Don't drop the soap, Isaac. Vámonos, Isaac.
All right, anyone else ready?
I'm turning out a copy of the stuff.
Okay. All right, you ready, counsel? And can I see the file on Miranda? Juan Miranda? Doug Campbell,
Yeah,
your firm still has somebody missing?
Judge, apparently he hasn't shown up.
No,
He was
so,
here this morning. He wasn't here this afternoon. We've been trying to contact him.
well,
that's
a
all I got.
warrant's gonna be issued because I had recalled this case from the other day because he didn't show.
Right.
So,
Well, we can get him here tomorrow. Maybe he has a good explanation.
No,
I know. Anything else, Judge? Any
No.
excuse?
yes.
Can I go call my mom now?
Yes, you can.
Call somebody.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, do I have it? Let me see.
All right, guys, I'm gonna switch it over to the live one right now. Let me see
All right,
here.
let me
when there's
show you what I
capture.
have.
Switch over to the live.
This is all I have. Some of that probably needs to come back to me.
Live. All right, so this one's live. Did Isaac end up going? They took him into custody, right? Were they gonna put him into a program? My attention span is that of a chipmunk, so, or a squirrel. So they did cuff him up. Why is he in handcuffs already? It is free that phone evidence must be. It's gonna be Judge Boyd's. Look up Judge Boyd's Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Isaac was the kid with the gray shirt.
I'm not even thinking about it. Rosa Montoya.
Rosa, approach the bench, por favor.
Hello. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so where are we on the PTD?
She was accepted and signed the acceptance. They submitted it Friday and again this morning, so
Okay.
she should be being contacted here this week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PTD date on Rosa Montoya, please.
October 17th.
All right, October 17th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Hey, Isaac, definitely he got a break. Rosa seems to be doing pretty well for herself. Well dressed well. Can't be walking in there with a t-shirt. Come on now, what a hockey team. Orale Rosa scoring points with the judge for the wardrobe. Yup. Can't be coming in with a t-shirt and some shorts on like you're going to the beach. You're definitely asking for problems.
All right, Matt, are you the retained attorney? It keeps listing,
No, for Miss Montoya?
yes.
No, Guillermo Lares.
All right, okay, thank
Yes.
you.
So what is everybody doing today? Are you guys at work? You guys at home? Lounging? Day off? What are you guys up to? Besides watching people in Texas court right now. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tanis, good morning. I'm working DoorDash and watching the court hearings. That's right. So for anybody that's joining us on TikTok, appreciate it. Now I'm just, hopefully I don't get kicked off again. But well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. And this one is live. This is actual live feed right now. We're just waiting for the next defendant or perpetrator to come up to the stand, if you will. Unfortunately, today I gotta go to work, but trying to take advantage of my day before I gotta walk the plank, if you will. Buenos dias for anybody joining the chat right now. I'm gonna check if I could get the TikTok chat over here onto the YouTube side. And the name of our YouTube channel is the same as the TikTok one, is at Collect Call From. So if you want to jump over, just in case you don't want to have any interrupted service, you're more than welcome to jump on over.
Yes. Oh, no, no, it's okay. I can do.
No comment. If you're on TikTok, if you guys could if you guys could hear us, if you guys could hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. If you guys could hear us, thumbs up. If you guys can't, the thumbs down. Seems to be going a little bit slow today.
Christopher Herrera.
Oh, Christopher. Ahí vámonos, Christopher. Good morning, Jenny. Gracias.
Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
What happened?
There's all kinds of things that happened. What do you mean?
I know what you were doing on Sunday.
Studying?
What happened to the Cowboys? What's going on?
Oh, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not responsible for them, Judge, but yeah, it's one game.
Yeah, that's what, and you know, it always amazes me when people, you know, it's one game and then people say the sky is falling. It's like everybody can have a bad day.
Like, it's all right.
All right. So on this case, today is the plea deadline date.
It is, Judge. We're going to ask for a trial setting at this
Okay.
rate, and I'm going to additionally, there is potentially some mitigation information I need to get together and then discuss with the prosecution about.
Okay.
But we're going to ask for a trial date at this rate.
And how
Trial,
long do
good
y'all
luck
expect
to
the
you.
trial to last?
It's 3 days. It's fairly quick.
All right. And you have all of the discovery?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Norma, I need a 3-day jury trial date. And it's family violence.
Maribel, good morning.
No. I'm gonna give people a chance, to vote, so we're not gonna have any dates on November 5th. All right, December 3rd. All right, what will end up happening is you're gonna be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll have to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse, Judge?
Yes.
I've got everybody blowing up my phone.
Okay.
Where are you? And I'm like, Judge Boyd's more important. The various courts.
Oh, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
Your client is Jonathan Saunders. And he's here. Yes. How are you today?
Elisa Hernandez. All right, so we have an injury well, we have another case and we also have this possession less than a gram case. What is happening with the other case?
So Judge, previously, our advocate had reached out to the plaintiff in the other case at contact. She's tried this morning and so far went to voicemail. She went to voicemail. So we're just trying to reestablish contact.
All right, so have you all tendered an offer on this case?
No, Judge, I can.
All right, if you'll tender an offer, and because this case, it's been going on for a while. So, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
if you'll set this for a jury trial, I'm sure it's one day, and then what will end up happening is if there's an agreement worked out or something else happens, I'll consider it on that day.
Okay, yeah, just so we're not barred from working it out, because
No,
I
no, no,
don't
you're
wanna jump off the cliff until I know I have to.
Okay,
Do you need a trial date?
yes.
November 12th.
All right, November 12th.
It'll be resolved before then. Don't worry about that. I'll talk to you. Okay, 11/12.
Yes,
And then,
thank you.
thank you.
Monica's client. He hired me. We showed notice of attendance.
That we should be in time to them.
Because they have.
Yeah, and they have.
Can I get in line to announce?
Sure, you get them. Yes, I have not.
I'll let him know.
Yes. All right, Jonathan Saunders.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right. So this is criminal trial division. Are you standing in for them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What is, let me see what page he's on the docket. A second. All right, thank you.
Do you have a copy of the motion of the file or do I need to get it?
All right, so this family violence case is a misdemeanor, correct?
Correct.
All right. So where are you on discovery?
I actually just got hired onto this case a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I honestly have put in a request, but haven't had a chance to pull it yet. I will do that.
Okay,
I noticed we have a trial setting next week, so I'm going to make that a priority.
okay.
Um,
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery?
now,
All right, October 17th, once you sign the reset form, you excuse.
okay, there is one other matter I'd like to discuss,
Yes.
which we set on the docket for today. It's a motion to modify or delete the bond conditions. Mr. Saunders is on a full house arrest GPS.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, that means he can't work.
All right, so have you conferred with the state on that?
I have conferred with the state. They're not in agreement with it because of the pending family violence charge, but he's living in a different residence. He has his own vehicle and he needs to be able to work in order to be able to keep that residence.
All right, have you had contact with the complainant?
We have, and I believe this, that's much indicate that it's not just here.
Oh, the complainant is here?
The complainant is here.
Oh, well, let's have a hearing.
Okay. Okay.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 7906, State of Texas versus Jonathan Saunders. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Kenny Rosengart for the state.
for the
Kimberly
defense?
Bush for the defense. And I believe that Ms.
Just
Medellin
one
is out in
second.
the
Are
hall.
you Mr. Saunders?
Yes.
All right. And counsel, you filed a motion to modify bond conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, are you prepared to proceed on the motion?
Yes, sir.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do have two witnesses, Your Honor, Mr. Saunders and the alleged victim in this case, Ms. Medellin.
All right, call your first witness.
I'd like to call April Medellin to the stand.
All right, April Medellin.
I believe she's in the hallway, Your
All
Honor.
right, they'll go get her.
I think she didn't go down to the car.
All right, call your next witness and we'll wait for her to come back.
All right, I may need to send a text to her. Mr. Saunders, can you come up?
All
I'd
right,
like
you
to
wanna raise
call-
your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jonathan Summers.
All right, defense.
Okay, Mr. Saunders, you're here today because of a charge of theft of a vehicle and a lesser included of unauthorized use,
Yes.
correct? Okay. And as one of the conditions of your bond, you were required to wear an ankle monitor and be under full house arrest?
Yes.
Okay. With whom do you live?
I
Okay. Where are you living?
live in the trailer. Arguable.
Okay, where, in Elmendorf,
Yes.
okay. And you stated you lived alone. How much is your rent in this trailer?
It is $700 a month.
Okay. Are you going to be able to keep that place to live if you were not able to work?
No.
Okay, how many weeks have you been without work already?
Already since I've been out of job, going to 3 weeks.
Okay, so let me stop everybody. So here's the big $1 million question. The $1 million question is, one, does he have employment? Yes or no? Two, what would his hours be? And three, is the complainant aware of this? Does the complainant have any objections to this? That's what I need to know.
Okay. Where are you working and where are you planning on
I do
working?
have employment as of now. I work for DoorDash and Favor, and I can work from 8 to 8 if that's okay.
All right, so DoorDash is probably going to be a problem unless there's a zone that you all can come up with where he's not allowed to be in a specific zone.
Okay.
Because DoorDash, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Is April Medellin the person who you, who's involved in the complaint about the car? The alleged victim?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now, where does she live?
She.
Well, just a second. I don't need to know where she lives. What I need to know is, one, does she have any objection to him having employment while he's on GPS? Two, if you all can decide and you all can do this off docket, what geographical location, if I allow him to work for DoorDash, what geographical location is he not going to be allowed to go in? That's the information I need.
May I step back so I can
Yes.
find the witness?
Sure. Thank you. All right, just step back for a moment. All right, Gaspar Garcia.
Yes, Judge, I'm covering the case for Monica Guerrero.
Mhm.
Judge,
Yes.
I don't know if you were aware that the 227 has the lowest JN number?
Yes.
Okay.
So what's going to end up happening is your case is going to be transferred to the 227. Okay?
The judge, Mr. Garcia did let us know that he had retained the services of Neo Calphus. And check with Norma, but it doesn't appear that there's any notice of appearance on setting,
All
sorry,
right.
on file.
So your attorney, they'll need to file a notice of appearance. Otherwise, this Ms. Guerrero will be your attorney. Do you understand? All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Once we get a setting, I'll tell Monica to turn this.
I haven't had a chance to do it, but I will get it into.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Cesar Gutierrez. Hello. Hi, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so we have jury trial.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll see you all back here this afternoon at 1:30.
All right.
All right. And we'll see where we are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Yesenia Cardenas. All right, on this case, my understanding, you all have reached a plea bargain agreement?
We have.
All right, and the case that is the 2024 PF, is that case going to be taken in consideration?
I'm assuming it is, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me check. Let me double check. Yeah, it's it's an unlawful possession of a firearm. Let me give you all the number. Okay.
We can step back on check.
Okay. Do you all need the cause number?
That would help.
It's 2024 PF 07597. You're welcome. Oh, okay.
Problems. Oh, sure. Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you. And I just put it on there, but I did a single copy. Okay. I did. It was. Okay, yes. I think I sent it. Okay. They figured it out. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna pretend like I had a easy time, yeah, but yes, we, it is so. All right, safe trip, okay. May all be points feel fine.
They want. I don't have an officer at the of jail. They're reviewing it, but they want strategy. First on, it's raised side on me, it's not here. So. They can't start it without reading. But I have a question.
All right, bye-bye. Yes.
Six on Thursday or Friday. Later. All these problems.
Can you all just let me know whenever you're ready?
So 90s Redbeard. Unfortunately, I won't. I'm about to head to work. I gotta work today. I know.
All right, just give me one moment.
I know. But what I could do is I could leave the feed. I could leave the feed up, and then you guys could watch it if you guys want, and then
NPR, but friends have.
so I'll just leave it up, and then I'll just have my. What's your other channel?
I'm not surprised at the matter.
Okay, I'll leave it up then, and then I'll just have my wife cut it once it's over, which should be in a few hours. My other channel would be at Collect Call From, and that's also on TikTok. And then I also have one on what is it? Instagram. At work so this is killing time. Okay, yeah, I wish I could do this at work, but nah. I woke up kind of early today to get on, because I had some ideas and I want to try them out. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get going, and if anybody else pops in, just let them know that it's on autopilot mode, if you
All right,
will.
Deputy Laura, do you see Anthony Harris on the docket? Oh, first, the number one. Okay. There we are. All right, are you all ready on Saunders?
But I'll jump on the chat, because I could see it on my phone.
Court is going to go back on the record in 2024 CR 2331. Oh, no, step back for a moment. You defense attorneys. Oh, just have a seat for a moment. All right. We're back on the record in 2024 CR 2331. State versus.
Jonathan McGarry Saunders.
Sorry, that's the wrong case. All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 007906. Jonathan Saunders. And where we left off, your client was still on the witness stand. Do you have any other questions for him?
Have you done any other kind of work in the past?
Yes, I've been warehouse.
Okay. Is it your intention to seek a job doing warehousing again?
Yes.
Okay, and you would like to have hours open so that that would be a possibility?
Yes.
Okay. Now you understand you have a no contact order?
Yes.
With April Medellin? Okay. And you're going to abide by that no contact order? All right. That's all I have for this witness.
All right, any other questions? All right. You may step off the witness stand if you move to the right. Call your next witness.
I'd like to call Ms. April Medellin.
All right, Ms. Medellin, if you'll come forward. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you're gonna have to keep your voice up so the court reporter can.
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
April Medina?
All right, any questions?
Yes. Now, you're the person who called the police in the case that led to this case we're here on today, correct? That is correct. Okay, and that's the theft of a vehicle with a lesser included of an unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's correct. Okay. Now, Jonathan Gray Saunders, the defendant in this case, you know he's currently on full house arrest, correct? With an ankle monitor? All right. How do you feel about that full house arrest being removed to either just GPS tracking or partial house arrest? Okay. Do you have any objections to Mr. Saunders being able to go out and work? Do you have any objections to him doing something like DoorDash and or Favor? Okay,
All right, so the court reporter can't hear. I can't hear. Okay, thank you.
all right. Is there any kind of work that he could do that would be objectionable to you? No. Okay. Now, can you think of any reason why you would want for him to remain under full house arrest? Not this time. Okay. So you don't feel that him going out and being able to be out in the community represents any kind of threat to you or to your family? Okay, that's all I have.
State.
No questions, Dr.
All right, so are you the complainant in the assault bodily injury case? All right, so when's the last time you had contact with Mr. Saunders?
The night of the incident.
All
The
right.
next day, actually, when he got arrested.
All right, so when he got arrested, that's the last time you had contact with him? And did he contact you after he was arrested?
Oh, before he got arrested, I had talked to him that day, but after that, after he got arrested, I haven't heard from him.
All right, do you all have any children together?
No, just my kids, his stepchildren.
All right, so were you all allegedly, did you all live together?
Yes.
All right. And do you know where he's living now or who he's staying with? All right. So if the court were to lift the no contact order, what that would still mean is if he's working, he still can't have contact with you. So if you were to call him and contact him and he answered, or you all decide, we want to get back together, and he comes over to your house, if the police end up going to your house and he's there, whether you want him there or not, he's going to get arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Do you have anything you think that I should know regarding Mr. Saunders? All right. Thank you so much for coming down. All right, thank you.
Good day.
You too.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Ms.
yes,
Medina.
I'll hear argument. It's your motion.
Your Honor, people need to be able to work in order to fulfill their commitments to themselves, their creditors, and society. People also need to be able to work because it keeps them occupied, and it is a very good way to get your life heading in a better direction. Mr. Saunders has a place that he's paying for by himself. I would like to very much see him continue forward with that positive momentum. I believe you could tell, at least it appeared to me as though the complaining witness has no current fear of him. There was no tension or drama in the courtroom this morning. And I think that he will be able to meet whatever conditions you set up. And Your Honor, I'm just asking that you grant this motion and drop the monitoring to just GPS tracking and keeping the no contact order in place. And if you wouldn't do that, just give us partial house arrest with liberal hours so that he can make a living.
All right, state.
Your Honor, on this one, so, on the case, on the assault case that happened March 5th, 2024, again, and once he was arrested, there was a no contact order on
I'm sorry, March 5th?
March 5th, 2024. There was a no contact order that was put in place. As, defense already, questioned one of the witnesses, she called the police on May 2nd, 2024. So it's something that we seriously have concerns about, and picking up new cases as well. So we're gonna oppose, defense's motion.
Your Honor, I understand the theory of why the state is opposing it. However, my client has testified that he will not violate the terms. My client has not violated these terms since May. Yes, they did happen to end up together in May following the March incident.
What do we mean by they happen to end up together? And I don't want you to get into the facts
I
of your
don't
case.
know too much about the facts, which is why I phrased it in that kind of way, but
All right, so here's the court's concern. State has just informed the court that there was a protective order in March. And I understand that sometimes people have protective orders and then they decide they're going to get back together. And then they live together. And then there's an argument or something happens. Police get called and they see that someone is under a protective order. Do you understand that you are not allowed to have any contact with her? Is there something that you do not understand about that?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I believe that the time he spent in jail was quite enough to explain to him in no uncertain terms that, in fact, the court is serious about this.
All right, state he has to work.
Understand.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will give you partial GPS for employment only. You're not allowed to do any type of work that involves minors. You're not allowed to be a home healthcare provider. And these employment situations where it's DoorDash or some other thing where you're driving, Lyft, Uber, you're not allowed to do those things. You need to find employment where it's a brick and mortar location. Do you understand? All right, so this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be partial GPS for employment only. He's allowed to seek employment Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If for some reason there is, I don't know, an interview that is going to happen at 8 a.m., your attorney will need to let the court know. And then more likely than not, I'll probably approve that. Do you understand? Is there anything you do not understand about the court's instructions? If you have contact with the complainant, I do not care if she calls you and you all think you're getting back together and you go to her home or you decide to go out to dinner together. If the police end up arresting you, that's going to be a violation of your bond conditions and you're going to get arrested. And then we're going to have a hearing on whether or not you should remain in custody. Is there anything you do not understand about the court's instructions? All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Does your client have an email address? Just for notifications, just for him to. I don't know. Thank you. You know what? I know he does, because he actually emailed me. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. What's
Israel Medellin, we stick the file up there for something.
Oh, it's still up here.
He's a no-show judge.
All right, just give me one moment.
Neil, did you have to hired on, that's for Garcia?
We did. And we went, but like literally this morning. And I talked to Jason. Jason says there's a code of things that get transferred on here.
Yes, he's going to do it. But he's just.
Yeah, like literally, and then I said like 2 hours. So, if I've got the cash out. We'll get the notice filed. Is he still here? Is he like? Yeah, that's fine. You're good. Whatever you say.
He needs to be here
For the bond.
for the bond.
Even when it's free.
Yes. With this, yes. So do you want it done?
There's a city.
Oh, we'll just take it every time. Just bring it with you. Correct. Bring that with you.
Oh, well. Bring it. It is.
Yes, it's in the system already, but we don't have to give you. No, just bring that original.
All right, and can y'all look and see which case Medellin has where he has a BF? I don't think it's 2020 C. I don't. All right. And so the other case, the 2023 CR 9587.
I can see if he has a warrant on that case as well, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Kalfas. All right, I believe that there is a warrant on the motion to revoke, but not on the new case.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9587 State versus Israel Medellin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
defense?
Neil Kalfas on behalf of Mr. Medellin, Judge.
All right, this hearing was called this morning at 9 a.m. It's now 11:36 a.m. and the defendant has not made an appearance. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I have not. I have sent text messages directly to the phone number I have for the defendant. I've called that number as well. I had been calling it prior to today. In an act of desperation, I sent a Facebook Messenger message, and I've reached out to people that I know that know Mr. Medellin. And so far, those attempts have all been met with negative results. And so for that reason, I apologize to the court and the state, but I realize that the law is the law, and you know, when you have a court date, you're required to appear, and I'm here and ready, but Mr. Medellin is not.
All right. Then on this case, what the court is going to do, state if you have no objections, so that other judges won't touch this on the unauthorized use of the vehicle, the court is going to issue a judge's warrant, remand him without bond. And the reason why the court is doing that is because he does have a contested motion to revoke hearing that's set. And on that case, that's a deferred adjudication, and he's entitled to a bond on that one. But this was previously set in July for a contested, then it was recalled August 22nd for a contested, and then today for a contested. So for that reason, the court is going to issue a judge's warrant under this cause number and remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
I appreciate that, Judge, and again, I apologize.
No, it's not your fault. Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Have a safe trip.
All right, thank you. John Young, are you ready? John Young, are you guys ready?
No, I'm just confirming.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, is there, let me see. Moses Martinez? Frank Torres? All right, Sandoval, Chris Sandoval. Court is calling 2024 CR 0823, State of Texas versus Chris Sandoval. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Sean Sheffield, Your Honor, we're ready.
And are you Mr. Sandoval? Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor,
Did you review it with your client?
I did.
And Mr. Sandoval, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
On all counts or just count one?
One. Waive other counts.
All right, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
And are you all waiving the enhancement?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
No.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with tampering or fabrication of physical evidence with intent to impair as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, is there going to be an application for deferred adjudication or no?
No, just probation, no.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1. Punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 PF 09826, 2024 C, is this CR?
CC.
Okay, CC. Ah, they've done the new labeling for county courts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
2024 CC 737376. There's to be restitution, if any, to Alejandro Perez and cause number 2024 PF 09826. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Daniel spoke with the state, and yes, that is the plea.
All right. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
State office, it's the one and all that.
No objection.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights to have witnesses testify at this phase of the hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just ask court to follow those recommendations.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
6 and 4.
And before you were arrested, were they living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What illegal drugs have you used in the past?
Heroin.
All right. How often were you using heroin?
No, not much, just enough.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be honest with me because I'm trying to set up conditions for you so you won't fail. You understand? Because if you fail at this probation, you're looking at 4 years in prison. So now's the time to tell me what's going on in your life. One,
Okay, I would use regularly.
all right. So you say heroin, anything else?
That's it. That's it.
How far did you go in school?
11 grade.
When's the last time you had employment?
Well, I was employed before I got locked up.
All right, and doing what?
Framing, carpentry.
Okay. All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
No, yeah.
All right. And if you were released, who would you be living with?
I would be living at my mother's residence.
All right, and are there any children living there?
No,
And what's your mother's name?
Rachel Sandoval.
And does she want you living with her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you pick up the phone and call her and ask?
Right here. Oh, yeah, you can ask her.
No. Did you
Oh,
call
yeah.
her and ask her? You just assuming she wants you to be there?
Oh, no, that's where I was staying before I got locked up.
And she understands that if you're released, that you will go back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did call her and ask her. I've been talking to her.
While you've been in jail, you've been talking to her.
All right. And she doesn't have any children living with her?
Mm.
All right, so then why were you telling me you were living with your 6 and your 4-year-old?
No, they were staying with me. At the time, they're not staying with me now.
Okay.
They're staying with their mother.
All right, court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 2024 PF 09826, 2024 CC 737376. Restitution, if any, to Alejandro Perez and 2024 PF 09826. There's to be TAP evaluation in custody. Follow all recommendations. There's to be a referral. Let me see your history just a moment. All right, there's to be a referral to felony drug court. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits. 1 time per month. Until further notice. 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 hours will be deducted upon completion of parenting classes. And I am ordering parenting classes. The remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied, and this is voluntary if he completes his GED or if he receives a certificate or something from a trade school. Otherwise, if you don't do those things, you're gonna have to complete the 100 hours. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. In this court, in order to be successful, communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel like you're gonna use, let probation know. And I'm sorry, Ms. Abrams, could you add 90 sober support meetings?
Yes, Judge.
Can I have that back, please?
Yes.
Sober support meetings, that's to help you. I know at sometimes people think, oh my gosh, this is just something extra for me to do. But sometimes it helps people when they see people who are in the same situation that they are in. And I will tell you, everybody who's successfully completed probation, where I've ordered them to do sober support meetings, they come to really enjoy it. And then the next thing you know, they're leading meetings and they're there every day. All right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
If you feel like probation is not addressing your issue, you can always come back to court, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, just to confirm that felony drug court for will be in touch as well.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Did we need their paperwork for government? There was an issue that is being supervised.
All right, thank you. All right, Conacher?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Garrett?
Hello.
It does.
Hi, it's always great seeing you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. I was a little confused as to what's going on, but I think right now it's a bond issue.
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Just go.
And so I'm not sure about this bond condition to be released to Haven. I'm not sure what that.
Yeah, I don't know because the problem is that, well, not really a problem. This case was transferred from another court. So I don't know about, it's just something that the judge in that court ordered. So I don't know.
Well, her mom is here and she will go reside with her mom. She tells me that she's been very active in recovery since all this happened and going to meetings regularly. And
All
those
right.
are things she intends to do, continue to do well on bond.
All right, so do you know, if the state is in agreement with her maybe being released to her mother?
I didn't, Mr. Escobar, would you be, you have a position? I don't think they're opposed. In fact, we were talking about an offer. We thought we should maybe look at one thing before we can resolve it. But I expect we'll be able to resolve it.
Yes, Judge, there was just one thing said, I wanted to do a body camera that might
Okay.
shed some light on kind of what's going on.
All right, so I'm gonna address your bond issue, but when do y'all want this case recalled?
It's fine. That long.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have this recalled in 2 weeks, please?
Yeah, that's good.
The 30th, September 30th.
All right, so we'll be back on September 30th.
And that'll be like a plea or off.
No, it'll just be,
A
for you all to
regular
see where you're,
doc-
I'll label it discovery.
Okay, okay.
All right, thank you. Now, the other issue is the previous judge in the other court ordered her only to be released to Haven for Hope Program Jail Outreach. And I'm not the one who ordered that. Her case ended up being transferred here.
Yes, Judge.
So I don't know why they put that in place.
That's
But-
why I got released too the last time when I got picked up on these charges originally.
Mhm.
But then I moved back in with my mom and the guy, the director, I called him and told him what was going on and he said that I didn't need to be at the program anymore because I wasn't homeless anymore.
Okay. No, I mean, I understand. So let's bring mom up here.
She's very stressed, Judge.
Oh,
She's been dealing with my 14-year-old daughter who's not fun.
okay. All right, you're gonna need to step over there. Hello, hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Okay. All right, so this court was transferred to this court from another court. So her attorney is here. And the issue was they wanted her to go to Haven for Hope Program Jail Outreach.
Yes.
So I don't know anything about the facts of this case because I don't receive facts of this case unless we have other hearings.
Right.
But your daughter may or may not have drug issues, right?
Yes.
And since she may or may not have drug issues, let me stop saying may or may not. It's the court's belief that she has drug issues, right?
Okay.
So
Yes, definitely.
if she is allowed to be released from custody to you, then you're gonna have to play your part. And what I mean by play your part is you cannot enable her because it's not gonna help her. If there's an issue and she's using, you need to put her out.
I have a box full of drugs, cups in the top of my closet.
Oh, that is awesome.
She's living at my house, it happens random.
All right. So do you have any objections to her staying with you?
No,
And State, are you gonna have any objections to her being released? All right. So if y'all will fill out this form about the address of where she must live and just fill out the address on there, just write it in.
Okay, okay.
And if you all will sign it and write her name and her address. And so you'll need to live with your mom. Do you understand?
yeah, that's fine.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll lift the order for her to be released to Haven for Hope. And I will put that she must reside with her mom.
Judge.
All right.
Thank you. We'll hopefully have it resolved.
All right. All right. Are you all ready on Cardenas?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We just fix some things on.
Okay, sure. And then after this case, the court is taking its lunch break. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 2331, State of Texas versus Yesenia Cardenas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
John Young?
and are you Ms. Cardenas?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. In this case, are there any applications?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that you're charged with theft under $2,500 enhanced? Because the state is proceeding as a repeat account, range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she is and was.
Ms. Cardenas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Can we go off the record for a moment? All right, so I'm looking at her history because I'm trying to multitask up here. There are prostitution charges, theft charges, which may or may not be related to the prostitution charges. Has anybody talked to her? I don't know if people just want her to do, or she just wants to do her prison time and be done. But if she just does her prison time and be done, we're gonna be back here for prostitution charges and more theft charges. All right, so you would prefer to just go to prison and do your time?
I mean,
Well, I will tell you, people say in this courtroom probation is difficult, and it is. But it's supposed to be designed to rehabilitate people. But what I can tell you, if you have a drug problem, which usually nobody grows up and says they want to be a prostitute, right? Because that's dangerous. It's dangerous with regards to diseases out there. I always tell people there's super gonorrhea now. There's no cure for it. You never know who it's going to be. Is it going to be somebody who's going to want to kill you or something? And you end up being a part of a Lifetime movie, or somebody discovers a serial killer and you're their latest victim. Or either you end up getting some bad drugs or you OD and somebody has to identify your body. So if you want, I will follow this agreement and give you the 3 years in prison if the evidence is sufficient, or I can try to get you help. But what I can tell you, the help you need is inpatient treatment. So it would be inpatient treatment.
Well, what kind of inpatient treatment would that be?
Out, see, you can't write your own program. Let me just tell you. You can't write your own program because writing your own program hasn't worked for you. Because if it would have worked, guess what? You wouldn't have all these prostitutions. You wouldn't have all these theft cases. You wouldn't be here. So if you want the just to go along with the 3 years, I'll give you 3 years. But unless there's some sort of intervention in your life, it's not going to work.
Well, I was recently just put on bond, like, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and I was on full house arrest.
So here's the thing. You have two choices. In my understanding, they gave you two choices. You can either do probation, and it's going to involve inpatient treatment because you need it, or either you're going to prison. And I always tell people when they make the choice for prison, time will pass whether you're in the prison or not. The question is whether or not you want the time that's passing to somehow change your life and put you on the straight and narrow. I don't think when you were in elementary school, people saw you and said, oh, she's going to be a prostitute, and still something in your life happened along the way where you were using drugs and you started selling your body and then all of these other things. But what I can tell you, you need inpatient treatment. That's what you need. But if you're going to continue on this route, is your mom still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
Your mom may end up having to identify your body. Somebody gonna find a body in some field in San Antonio. Maybe somebody will have reported you missing, and then your mom or somebody's gonna have to identify your body. So if you want to do the 3 years in prison, I will give you the 3 years in prison. But if you want the court to give you probation, I will give you probation. Choose now. All right. All right. So according to the plea bargain agreement, you're proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications. They're taking in consideration 2024 PF 07597. Did you understand that to be the plea defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Defense is, I'm sorry, Ms. Cardenas, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? All right. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? To the repeater enhancement allegation, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty, and the court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor,
Unfortunately, the person that, so to speak, sucked her into this lifestyle was her husband.
Mhm.
So he is currently serving time, I believe. And she just wishes to put this whole business behind her.
All right, the court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison. There's to be no contact with minors, no contact with Esmeralda A. Valdez. Take in consideration 2024 PF 07597. Give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Is that your mom or?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Oh, and here's this one. This was dismissed. So, yeah. You're welcome. All right, everyone, we're going to take our recess. And we'll be back at 1:30.